Ah, aqui, go live.
E vê pro stream.
Okay, I think I'm live. No. I'm live? Okay. Hello. This is gonna be my last video again. I'm not gonna be like completely leaving YouTube, obviously. And I've already said in the last video that So obviously this isn't gonna be my last video. Hello, Davi. This is obviously not gonna be my last video. Not last video as in like I'm leaving YouTube. I just mean like last video on this channel. Like I said in the last video. That I'm just gonna be starting a new channel. In that new channel, I'm just gonna change the name. Because I don't want to change it to FNAF 1134. That's just way too specific. I know this new name is also kind of specific. It's called Bonnie and D. And it's very specific. I know it's very specific still, but yeah, at least you can like still know what it is. So the topic will be still kind of different. Everything did kind of change from 2019 with Corona and everything. And I kind of got into new hobbies. Obviously there's not going to be any plush videos. I don't think that was obvious, but like I don't want to do it anymore, obviously. Because I got into SFM. And I got into SFM, and now I'll be doing animation. I don't know if you would know what SFM is. Hello. I know if you knew what SFM would be. SFM is one of the most popular animation what do you call it? An animation software that's used in like TF2 animations, FNAF animations, and sometimes in Fortnite thumbnails, but I rarely see that. Hello, I'm back. How are you? I'm doing good, thank you. What is your favorite subject in school? I'm gonna answer that by using a different question. Like, it's just science. But I mean, like, I don't have really too much to explain about that. So I'm gonna answer that through a different question. What do you think about the school and virtual school? And nobody asked me that, but I'll like change the subject. I'm going to subscribe to your new channel after the live. Okay, thank you. I'll put it in the description later. Do you like to travel? What is your favorite country? Scotland, I guess. I know like Europe and like Asia and stuff are kind of hard to get to from like the US. But like it's still good to go, like if you were ever there. Because I have traveled to a lot of places before, not too much. Mainly in the US, but I have like been out of the US. So I do like Scotland. Architecture and land formation is pretty good. It's very mountainous, and a lot of the historical structures are mostly medieval, and I like that. It's not Like, it's good to, like, have medieval stuff. And, yeah, Scotland's just good in that sort of attribute. It's a pretty cold and rainy place. But if you just get over the climate, you can notice things. If you get over the climate, you can notice things. Yeah, the Loch Ness. So, other than that, I'm gonna just go back to the virtual school thing. I'm just gonna go back to the virtual school thing. 2019 and 2020 definitely been a real big gap. Like, I honestly didn't think much would change because it's just a year. But, like, wow, like, everything's changed. What's your favorite color? Why is your favorite color? Okay. My favorite color, I know you were saying. What's your favorite color? Just, red, but I like to use blue. Fortnite is good saying, what is your favorite game? Now, I like to talk about that. Obviously from my channel name, you know that I really like FNAF, Five Nights at Freddy's if you don't get the acronym. I just like FNAF because of lore. I don't really like it for the gameplay. The gameplay is kind of just hard. But the lore, if you actually get into the game, you can see that it has like a really big story, and anybody could like it if they just got into it. I also like Minecraft. Minecraft is kind of an easy one for people to like. It's a classic. You can get very nostalgic even if you didn't even play the game. It just has that sort of feeling that you've already been in the game for a long time and you just don't know it. And Fortnite, I guess I like Fortnite. Not that much. I just got into Valorant. Barely played it, but just got into it. And I'm terrible at it, so obviously. Yeah, I don't really know a lot of games. That's basically the only games I actually know. I do know, actual older games. I'm just talking about, like, newer games that just sort of came out. Like, more modern games. But, like, older games, I guess I would say, like, I don't know, like Mario or something. I don't really get into that. Yeah, but thank you for that subject. That's something that I really had to get out there. Even though it was kind of obvious. Like, I literally have a whole username around my favorite game. If you would go to Mars. If you would go to Mars. If you could go to Mars. What would you do? If you could go to Mars, what would you do? I'll turn off the light right now. If you could go to Mars, what would you do? Okay, sorry for taking a long time to do that. You know what, I'm gonna turn on the lights again. It's getting really dark. Okay, I'm gonna answer that question for once. So the thing about Mars. Okay, if you could go to Mars, what would you do? If you could go into Mars, what would you do? A long time ago, I did kind of research about science and stuff. Sorry for that. If I couldn't, I did research about astrology and stuff, and I'm gonna like say some like very nerdy things. But if I could go to Mars, I would need equipment for first of all, because Mars is definitely like a very. No, my question was if rockets could go to Mars, what would you do? Would you go? Would you go? Yeah, that's the. Oh, okay. I get it. The question now. Yeah, it was kind of confusing the first time. No. If rockets could go to Mars, what would you do? I guess not much because they definitely wouldn't have money. But let's just say in the. Yeah.
What would you do now?
Yeah, would you go? Iska falei. Exatamente. Não, só não. Let's be realistic. I wouldn't have money, obviously, if I would go. But let's just say if I did. Yeah, I guess I would go. And like, there wasn't really too much of a problem going to the moon, so I don't think it would too much be a difference going to Mars. If we already tested it, like if that was the first ever time going, then I guess I wouldn't, because then I would be like way too scared. But if we already went like multiple times, and we already knew the right equipment that would never fail on Mars, then I guess we could go. Then I guess I could go. If that was a thing. Because if that was like my first time, if I were going, then like, no, I wouldn't go, because like it's I'm gonna bring up a lot of stuff to the moon, but I mean like it's almost the same thing, because we're probably gonna use the same equipment, I think. I know that's not too realistic, but I'm pretty sure that's what people would think for their first time. Yeah, so if it was like the first time, I would have been scared if like, I don't know, like the rocket ship blowed up. Not even just that, like, what if the rocket ship just like malfunctioned when it was going through its drive, like, because normally, right now, what type of music do you like? I'll just finish up the rocket ship question right now. Right now, rocket ships go through space via satellites, like communication through satellites. If one of the satellites just completely ended, if one of the satellites just completely like malfunctioned and didn't work for that one time, then that would have been like really sad, and I'd just be like in the middle of space, and that's also something that I would be afraid of. But yeah. What type of music do you like? This is another subject that I would really like to talk about. The music that I like. I don't like a specific genre, and I know this isn't a genre, but I would say YouTube music. And I know that's not a genre, but I definitely think that the artists, music artists, like musical, I don't know what to call them, like musicians. I don't want to say musicians. Yeah, I'll just say musicians. Musicians on YouTube and like people on social media, just in general, do have a lot of talent, and I feel like that talent should be spread a little more. And because for the music thing, like I know this is stuff that people do like, but I mean like music nowadays are like way too cliche. I don't know, like how to say it, like predictable. Like it's either not either. It's three subjects. It's either about depression, it's either about love, or it's either about getting rich. And I don't really care about any of that. So yeah, I don't like it. That's why I listen to mostly music from YouTube. I don't really like real life music. If you could live in one of the planets in our solar system, which would you choose? I guess Pluto. And I'm saying that it's a planet because I've already done a little bit of research, and I did see that Pluto can be classified as a planet technically, so I am gonna say that. So I guess I could go to Pluto because I just want to see like how it would be. I know Pluto's like basically kind of like I don't know. I guess it would be basically like a complete like just mountains of ice and stuff, and like yeah, I feel like it would be good to just go there. What was your favorite age growing up and why? I obviously haven't grown up like all the way, obviously. I'm gonna. I don't want to like say my real age, but I am anyways. I'm obviously 13 because I am short and I am stubby and I don't. I'm short, so I'm 13, and I guess I'm gonna say 12. I don't like. I definitely like 2019 and 2018 were like my favorite years. So that would be basically when I was 11 and 12. And that was just my favorite years because like I could do more stuff. That was like my most productive years. I guess this year will be a little more productive because of quarantine. And I literally do not have an excuse to do nothing because of quarantine. So I guess I will be as productive this year as I did 2019 and 2018. But I still liked 2018 and 2019 way better than 2020. And I guess that's just because like everything outside of my home. And yeah. What are your thoughts on Karens? They should be at an asylum, and I don't care. They should go at an asylum. This is like Karens mostly consist right now of like protests against like masks and stuff. And I know channels aren't supposed to get too political, and this isn't really too political, but in a technical sense it can be. But I'm gonna say it, masks are important, and I don't know why people don't wear them. It's important to wear masks. And all those people that don't wear masks and keep protesting are just a bunch of Karens, and they should really get some sense knocked into them. What's your favorite food? I mean, like, it's just food. I guess I would say, like, I don't know, like a banana or something. I don't really have an opinion on food. It's just something you eat, and that's it. Yeah, that's not really too much of a good subject. Yeah. Why aren't you streaming MC? Oh, yeah. Why aren't you streaming MC? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you saw that other stream, didn't you? That's because it kept lagging out when I was trying to do a game. I tried to put any other game, and it could be like the most it could be like a really simple game, and it'll still bug out. So that's why I didn't want to do a game for this live. I'm just gonna put my camera so for the live stream to work out, and it's working out. Like the last time when I was doing the MC, it kept lagging. Maybe because your PC isn't really good. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to get a new computer. I'm gonna get like a desktop because currently I'm just using a laptop, and that's not really too good if I want to do like gaming and living, streaming. That's what I wanted to say. Yeah, I know my PC isn't really that good. Yeah, I am thinking about getting a new PC to do like better things. And I will recently. I think I might do I might like do some more stuff on my new PC because this PC is kind of bad. Yeah, but that's the reason why I wasn't playing Minecraft today, because like the PC, my laptop just can't handle it. It's really small. It's stubby. Would you rather pass the rest of your life playing MC or FNAF? I guess FNAF, because I like FNAF a little more than MC. MC was my not my favorite. Was my first game that I've ever played. But I do like FNAF way more. Like the first time in like 2014, FNAF 2 came out. Like I already immediately liked it. That was like when I started playing FNAF, when FNAF 2 came out. 2014. Can you believe that game is 6 years old now? Wow. Time just passes by. I don't really know about FNAF. Can you tell me the story? Ooh, okay, so that's something really big. That's something really like complex. FNAF, like, I would need to do like a series on that. That would be cool. But like, okay, so like a recap on FNAF would be basically like, there were 6 kids. Can you just tell me like what I need to know to play? Oh, to play it, that's easy. It's just like the animatronics are kind of hard. Basically, there's like a battery life. Like, I'm talking about gameplay, not actually story. Like the background of it. I don't know too much how you mean like background. Like, do you mean the actual story or just the gameplay? I'll tell you the gameplay because the gameplay is a little more simpler to understand than the story. So there's like a battery life, the story, and the gameplay at the same time. Oh. I'll say the gameplay first because that's way easier to say. The gameplay basically there's like a battery life. And you have to keep checking on the animatronics, obviously. FNAF 1 is definitely the scariest and the easiest one because you just have to check on the doors, keep closing them, and shutting on the lights. FNAF 2 is kind of more different. FNAF 2, you have to put on a mask, and not all of them, the mask works. Like, for Foxy, you need to shine a light, and for the puppet, you need to wind up the music box. Obviously, throughout the night, it gets harder. FNAF 3, the only animatronic that can jump scare you is an animatronic called Springtrap. The rest just kind of jump scare you and that's it. But the only one that can actually end your game is Springtrap on FNAF 3. And all you have to do is keep him in a corner by using like the audio lures. FNAF 4 is definitely the hardest one because you need to like listen. You have to keep going to the doors and listen if there's an animatronic nearby. If it's too close, you have to like shine the light on them, and then they'll like jump scare you. FNAF 5, FNAF Sister Location, is a free roam game. It's slightly free roam. It's like a click and play game, like a click and point and click the game. That's what FNAF SL is. It's a bit more complicated to explain, so I'm not going to say that right now. FNAF 6 is a little bit more, it's a little bit easier. Also known as Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator. It's easier because all you have to do is look at the vents. Not look at the vents, but all you have to do is go into the map in the camera. And just do the same thing as you did in FNAF 3. It's just in FNAF 6, the animatronics are kind of more aggressive, you could say. And the story. The story is really complicated, so I'm going to do just a quick recap on the story of FNAF 1. Because right now there's going to be a movie, I'm pretty sure like, I think in like next year or something because of Corona. There is going to be a movie on FNAF 1, and if you really do want to know the story, I guess you could watch it. But the movie is going to be completely entirely based on the story of FNAF 1. And basically, it's just So there were six. Okay, so there was a old pizzeria before. It's kind of complicated to say the story of FNAF. So the order of the games, like in the story, it goes FNAF 4, FNAF 5, FNAF 2, FNAF 1, FNAF 3, and then FNAF 6. That's the order they're in the story. So there's a pizzeria before before the games that like there's not even a game about it, like a true game about it. Called Fredbear's Family Diner, and in that family diner there was an animatronic called Spring Bonnie, and that Spring Bonnie was something called a spring lock suit, which was basically an animatronic that you could wear as a costume. So there was this guy called William Afton that murdered 6 kids, and each put them in an animatronic. Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, Golden Freddy, or Fredbear, and the puppet. And basically the story, like in the story of the gameplay, is that these animatronics thinks that you're William Afton, and that's why they look like they're the villains, but in reality they're not. The animatronics are actually the victims, and William Afton is actually the villain. But yeah, that's basically a recap on FNAF 1. There's way more story than that, but that's basically what you need to know. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live? If not Scotland. I don't know. I honestly don't want to leave U.S. And yeah, I live in the U.S. I wouldn't want to leave the U.S. unless if it was somewhere in Europe. Because Europe is a really good place. Specifically in the UK and like in that area. I do like very old architecture and stuff. Do you know anything about PCs or not? No, I don't know zero. I know zero stuff. Not at all. I know there's people. I know there's like one person that can help me. But like, yeah, that's it. I barely know stuff about PCs. Do you speak more than one language? Yeah. 2. And it's not Spanish, it's Portuguese. I don't really want to say anything in it. I just don't like it. I just don't like saying Portuguese in camera. But yeah, I just speak English and Portuguese. English was obviously my first language. But I do know Portuguese a lot because I do have a little bit of Brazilian heritage. But like, not at all at the same time. I'm the most American person in my family. Can you say hi in Portuguese? Oi. It's just that. It's nothing complicated. Yeah, there's not a lot to say in Portuguese. This is the thing when people... There's a lot of times where I tell people in school, like, when I'm like a new kid in school, I always tell them, like, oh, I speak in Portuguese, or they ask me, like, do you speak any other language? And I say, I speak in Portuguese. And they say, like, what can you say? And I'm like, what can I say? Because, like, it's hard to think of something to say in Portuguese. No, say hi, how are you? Oi, como que está? Again, it's not too complicated. To me, Portuguese is not complicated, but I'm pretty sure to someone that doesn't speak Portuguese, it would be pretty complicated. But to me, it's kind of a very simple language. It's more difficult than English because there's gender roles. You have to, like, there's some things that you can speak in Now you have to speak feminine, and there's some things that you have to speak masculine, and there's some things that you don't speak in any gender. That's kind of the part that I'm still struggling on. But other than that, if I do speak to someone in Portuguese, they would understand it. It's not so bad that they wouldn't get a single word. How did you learn? How did you learn to speak Portuguese? It was just from my family. just my family talking around and my family like teaching me, because I knew Portuguese from a really young age. Like, it wasn't something, like, I didn't take a class to learn it or anything. I just got it from my parents talking to me and other people around me talking to me in Portuguese. I was like, oh, okay, so this is how I say it. And I just eventually got the hang of it. And I just eventually started to speak in Portuguese. It wasn't too hard. It's the same way as people learn to speak English. Because, again, my family is slightly Brazilian. Not slightly, my family is Brazilian. I'm pretty sure I'm the only American person here. I'm not sure if I should be proud of that or, like, saddened because of the situation right now. I know right now it isn't really a good thing to say that if you're American. If you're in a death row penalty, what would be your last meal? Death row penalty? My last meal is... Like, do you mean my... Like, do you literally mean food? Because normally, serious... Okay. I don't know, because again, I don't think food is something really important. I honestly don't. I could just ask for, like, oh, can I have some beans? I know, I don't eat beans. That's why. Because I'm in a death row penalty. Like, I can't just eat my way out of death. What you want to do in college? Like a major that I want to do? Because if that, either biology or like astrology. If that's a major, I'm pretty sure it's a major. I'm positive that it's a major. Because I did say this very briefly, but I do like science. I do research a lot. Not a lot, but like, I do like to research, and I am interested in researching. So, if I could do a major in college, it would probably be something like, in some sort of degree in science. It could be some sort of degree in science or something. Like biology, astronomy, physics, something like that. Physics looks way too hard though. I feel like I would just stick to like biology or stuff. Which is ironic. Astronomy or astrology? Astrology. Yeah, I know. I have a lot of voice cracks. You're just gonna have to get used to it. I'm trying to go and grow my... Wait. Oh, YouTube channel. What would be some tips to grow? Honestly, I'm not a good person to say this. But, I guess you could do something original. Like, there's a lot of people that just copy off of PewDiePie and stuff, and it's just complete cringe. Like, nobody should, like, copy another person. And especially don't just record someone's video and say that it's your own. That's just the worst. Don't do that, and whoever you're copying off is definitely not gonna like it either. Another tip, I guess, would be, like, gaming or stuff. Like, a lot of people do like gaming. A lot of people like commentary as well. Commentary is something that's kind of growing on YouTube right now. Especially with stuff like, Copa and stuff. Kappa, whatever it's called. People are definitely going against YouTube on YouTube with the commentary and stuff. But, yeah, I guess if you want to do some sort of YouTube channel, I guess you could do, like, gaming, commentary. Commentary is definitely, like, hello. Commentary is definitely something that's growing right now. Gaming, I don't think is really popular. But if you can, just do something original. Do something that you don't see a lot on YouTube. I don't know if... I would recommend to do something original. Like I said, I'm going to do animation. That's not really something too original. But I still want to do it anyways because I don't want to really do... I am going to do stuff, like, in the middle. I am going to do animation, but while in that, like, very small amounts. Not small, but, like, I guess, like, 40%, it's going to be just off-topic stuff. Like what I'm doing right now. So... Wait, let me just do something real quick. So, yeah, if you were going to start a YouTube channel, I don't know anything about software. This is like the first time that I'm using Streamlabs, which is the program that I'm using right now. But, this is the first time that I'm using Streamlabs. It's the first time that I'm using any sort of software. Let me just write something else. So, I'm just gonna do something real quick.
You're so full.
There we go. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end it off like a little bit because not much is happening. I was trying to get it to like at least 1 hour, but I guess it's not happening right now. Yeah, so for software, I don't know what you could use to grow your channel. Just find stuff on YouTube. But for like content, again, don't copy off of other people and don't copy people's videos. Like completely record their videos and say their own. Don't do that. It's just mean. You can do gaming for your content. You can do commentary for your content. If you don't want to show your face, you can literally just put a picture and people will like it. And you can just do something original.